Palantir enters yet another partnership. So in one of my previous videos, I discussed how Palantir was investing in the flying vehicle company Lilium, and now Palantir has bought another SPAC. The startup company that they have their eye on is actually trying to cure cancer using placentas. Pretty normal stuff, right? I think honestly by this point, Palantir could invest in an array of machines that use humans, starting from fetuses, as a means of energy, and I'd be like, understandable, have a great day. So in actuality, is it a surprise that Palantir is investing in Cellularity? Well, let's get into this and what this partnership actually means through looking at their recent press release. And if you're interested in this ticker and nothing else, the SPAC is GXGX, trading under the NASDAQ at around $10 a share. And for a bit more information about the SPAC deal, in January 2021, Celularity entered into this merger agreement with GX Acquisition Corp to create a publicly listed leader in allogenic cellular therapy. This business deal is expected to be completed sometime in the second quarter of 2021, where shares of the combined company will be listed under the ticker CELU. Alright, so enough of that, let's get into the press release. Celularity enters into multi-year strategic partnership with Palantir Technologies. And one of the benefits for Celularity in this partnership is of course that they'll be able to leverage Palantir's software, their computational capabilities, and have access to their analytics to accelerate Celularity's research and development. This partnership includes an equity investment by Palantir. So Palantir is buying into Celularity, and the investment amount combined with the previous PIPE investments, which just means private investment in public equity, will bring over $100 million in funding to Celularity. And for the $100 million that they're getting, we're not exactly sure if that $100 million is all from Palantir, but if I were to guess, I would say that the money is coming from multiple sources, and Palantir is only a portion of that $100 million. So let's dive a bit more into Celularity. They are headquartered in New Jersey and are a clinical stage biotech company leading in the next evolution of cellular medicine by developing off-the-shelf placental-derived allogeneic cell therapies. So in short, what they're doing is targeting cancer and other infectious and degenerative diseases to find treatments. And they plan on doing this by
harvesting the placenta.
So I've been thinking about Palantir and why they would be interested in this partnership exactly. And what I've concluded is that I think you should look at it this way. Palantir has invested a lot of time and efforts into the healthcare industry, right? And also, Palantir's business model is extremely reliant on data, meaning they need data in order to do the best job they can. So you can sort of look at it as a symbiotic relationship between the two, so that both are benefiting. I think Palantir is looking at Celularity as a company that has built up a tremendous amount of data on cancer research. And with this partnership, Palantir is going to be able to have access to all of their data, which of course is going to further Palantir's encyclopedia of data and AI capabilities, putting them further ahead. And from Celularity's end, they're getting access to Palantir's software, which will integrate with their data, and I think the theory is to help Celularity come to cures for cancer much quicker than they would have on their own. So diving further into this press release, we actually have some information that we can use to
Harness.
Here are some highlights. Celularity will use Palantir's Foundry platform, leveraging AI to secure deeper insights into their data. Next, we have Palantir's COO, who gave a lengthy quote in the press release, which basically says that Celularity has the potential to transform the field and is ideally suited to synergize with their data analytics capabilities, which kind of loops back to what I was saying earlier in regards to Palantir wanting not only quantitative, but qualitative data for their research. The article then goes on to discuss how cellular medicine in particular represents the next frontier in the treatment of cancer and other diseases. And according to the founder of Celularity,
one cannot overlook the enormous value resident in the deep analytics of the large and complex datasets related to the genetics, secretomics, epigenetics, and biological performance of cells in manufacturing and clinically.
So Palantir is going to be able to make research more efficient for Celularity, essentially uncovering new insights into their data, shaving off the amount of time that would have been traditionally needed to sift through terabytes of data, which of course should be obvious by this point. But maybe a less obvious benefit between Celularity and Palantir would be the unification of patient data to personalize medicine. And I think this one in particular is going to be extremely beneficial for Celularity because cancer is already hard to treat as it is, with so many variables in the strains of cancer and all the genetic differences in cancer patients. So if Palantir was able to combine the genetic data from the patients in conjunction with cancer research data, then Celularity would be able to tailor specific treatments and medicines to patients that would have greater outcomes of success. So in total, what can we take away from all this? Is Palantir really insane or genius? I guess time will tell, but it kind of seems like a high IQ move to me. We don't know exactly how much of Palantir's cash is going into this investment, but I think we can easily assume it's in the millions. And while a lot of Palantir's SPAC investments are incredibly speculative, I think we need to look at these kind of investments as more than just risky plays for Palantir, because regardless of what actually happens with these SPAC investments, like Celularity, in the end, Palantir is still collecting data and making their systems even smarter. So while I think it could be argued that Palantir should be putting more of their cash directly into themselves, it seems like a solid focus for them right now is investing in as much data as they possibly can, essentially future-proofing themselves for the next decade. So yeah, that's what I've got for you guys today. Thanks as always for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.